Support for this podcast comes from Progressive. What would you do with an extra $800? Buy a plane ticket? Pay down your student loan? Treat yourself to those shoes you've been eyeing. With Progressive, you could find out. Drivers who switch and save an average of $796 on car insurance. Get your quote online at Progressive.com and see how much you could be saving. National average annual car insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2019.
Scarpins Avenue.
Coming to you live from our houses in Los Angeles, California, it's Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, your comedy field guide to life. Tonight, we've got another episode of Outside the Actor's Studio. Paula takes a masterclass in acting from Betsy Brandt, acclaimed for her portrayal of Marie Schrader in Breaking Bad. Will Paula work from the inside out like Marlon Brando, or the outside in like Laurence Olivier, or from the outside out like Mo, Larry, and Curly? We'll find out. Plus, quotations. Our crew has brought in their favorite quotations. Bonnie Burns will deliver a nugget of distilled wisdom even, but don't quote me on that. I'm Adam Felber, the man whose super objective every week is to find motivation for a conversational arc that builds to a rational scene ending. And now, please welcome the woman whose inner monologue is always on the outside. That'd be Paula Poundstone, everybody.
Hey, you guys. Paula. So lovely to be here. And thanks to tonight's house band returning champion, Kevin Kelso. Hey, Kevin.
Kelso.
Sounds great.
Love Kevin. I love
You might remember, Kevin has written one of our best entries in our theme song contest and also the Ballad of Captain Culpepper.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin's a star. He's a goddamn
man.
star.
Yeah. So what's new, Paula Poundstone?
Well, you know, I wish I could tell you that I was out and about more, but I'm not. But I keep, as I stare at my computer a lot, I keep seeing commercials for that show where they trace the person's roots.
I'm not familiar with that show.
It's Henry Louis Gates.
Okay.
I forget the name of it, but, you know, he takes various well-known people, and I just see the ads for it. And in the ad, like, I guess after he does all this research on their genealogy, he gives them like a scrapbook kind of thing with all this information. And the ads always have them, like, you know, slapping their hands on their face and being like, oh my God. Or they push back from the table and they're crying. And they're like, I can't believe it. I knew there was something. And it's always that they're so moved. It turns out that, you know, they're direct descendants of Harriet Tubman, or the guy at the very back of the Iwo Jima statue was their grandfather, or they were Mother Teresa's one slip up. Why is it that there's always, in every single one of them, like no exception, there's always some historically significant story? I mean, what are the odds of that? Why isn't anybody ever related to thousands because of a UCLA student who put himself through school as a sperm donor? Why? Why don't they just, why doesn't Henry Louis Gates say to one of them, you know, nobody in your life was remarkable in any way? Or the person flips through the book and they just go, this is so boring. And Henry Louis Gates says, that's right, you come from a long line of milk toast. And that's the end of the episode. What are the odds?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't make any sense. It makes me think that like a reality TV show, like some of it's not real.
Well, it's possible, but isn't it also possible that they just don't show you the episodes where Henry Louis Gates, you know, just yawns and says, you know, your family tree is uninteresting?
No, I don't think so. Now, you know, I'll tell you. I think, you know, if people find somebody that they connect with and there's value to it, oh my gosh, fantastic. That's anytime that's that's possible. That is just great. But I do think that this idea that because you have some, genetic components that are shared, that you're necessarily going to find some great relationship there is absurd.
I agree with you. But at the same time, remember, we're all descended from mitochondrial Eve.
Yeah.
There's one lady that we're all descended from, and she was busy.
Yeah, she's my aunt. No, I've told you before that I have an Aunt Stormy, right? I know I've told you that. I have an Aunt Stormy.
Yes.
And she sued the shit out of Trump.
Yes, she did.
No,
Your Aunt Stormy.
it's not that. I do have an Aunt Stormy, but it's not that Stormy.
Different Stormy.
Although I was so excited when I first heard there was a Stormy involved. I thought, oh my gosh, it's my aunt.
And it wasn't. Wow.
No. It would have been such a great story, though. I would have been on that Henry Louis Gates show in a heartbeat. Well, your aunt seems to have,
that would have been great.
Yeah, your aunt seems to have been with Donald Trump just after the birth of Barron.
Yeah, Henry Louis Gates, I figure, would have enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I bumped into him once at right beside a Dunkin' Donuts in the airport in Boston, and I'm pretty sure that he picked up a little bit of a donut that I had and got my DNA off of it.
Oh, so your doorbell could ring at any minute.
Yes. Yeah, so we could have a fascinating breakdown of my history. Yeah, but not a thing here. Sorry.
I bet you're descended from somebody fascinating, Paula.
Yeah. Remember the lady that used to do the Palmolive commercial, and she was a manicurist?
Madge.
And they'd go like, yeah, Madge, like, Palmolive's good for your hands. You're soaking in it. No. Yeah. The lady who, not Madge, I'm not related to her. I'm related to the lady who was soaking in it.
Speaking of soaking in it, that's what whales do, isn't it?
That's what?
That's what whales do, because it's time to move on to our mighty, mighty book club.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
That was a segue.
That was really good segue, Adam.
Thank
really
you.
good.
Yeah, it was.
Adam, answer the phone.
The phone? Paula, I want to get to
Adam,
book club.
answer the phone. No,
Oh,
answer the
Jesus
phone.
I don't want to.
Adam, answer the phone.
Hello?
Hey, Adam, it's me, Mike Boom Boom Bonfit. Man, that was a fucking good segue. That was like, she said you're soaking in it.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, that was just fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? You come up with shit like that all the time. You're soaking in it, then your mind takes it like that one step further, right? Right? You know what I mean, man? And
Yeah,
you
I get
say
it,
to
Mike.
yourself, whales soaking it. Oh, man.
Yes. Thank you for explaining my joke to me, Mike, because I wasn't quite clear on what I was doing there.
Yeah, well, it's your brain, man. It has got some twists and turns, But I love it that you guys are talking about. I love it that you guys are talking about Moby Dick. Get it?
What?
I said I love it that you guys are talking about Moby Dick. Get it?
I don't get it. That's the name of the book we're talking about, Mike.
Yeah, like Moby Dick. Get it? You
No,
get it? Like Moby
I understand. I understand that dick is a synonym for penis, but that's not a joke so much as an observation.
What do you mean? Is it what?
Never mind, Mike. So you were just calling to compliment my segue.
Yeah, it was a fucking great segue, Adam. You know what? I bet Paula Poundstone didn't even get it. I bet she didn't even get it. You know what? I don't know how you even work with that girl, man. She's a fucking bitch.
Hey, Mike, wait, no. Mike, we don't talk about my partner Paula Poundstone like that. She's my friend.
Hey, listen, man, you can pick them. All right, I gotta go. I got stuff to do, man. I can't just hang out with you all day. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, take care,
crazy.
man. It's good talking
Take care,
to you.
Mike. Good talking to you.
I love you, bro. Take care. It's good talking.
Yeah, okay. Hi, man.
Geez, that
Wow.
guy really loves you.
Yeah, he sure does. Wait, he interrupted the segue that he was complimenting.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm so glad that we're moving to the book club because you guys, as you know, I'm the treasurer of the book club.
That's right.
And I'd like to give a report. Last week, we started off with no money. And this week, I am happy to report that we also have no money. And I had to pay $1.29 out of my own pocket to get the audio version of Moby Dick on my flat thing. So that'll have to be reimbursed. And I feel bad saying this, but our trip to New Bedford, which was complete with the mayor giving us the keys to the city, has been canceled.
Okay.
Partly due to financing and partly because the mayor is mad that Adam called it New Bedford, Connecticut.
Oh.
So that was a little prickly.
But
you know what, you guys, one of the things that...
error.
Yeah, look, once you piss off the mayor of New Bedford, you don't just move on. There has to be a period of healing.
Okay.
I'm really glad, though, that I have this, because you know what? What occurs to me now that I look at our books carefully in order to make the report is that we really need a fundraising mechanism. And I think I'm going to put Captain Crinkle Bonnie Burns on that because I have to delegate because the duties of the office of treasurer are practically a full-time job. So, Bonnie, whatever you can come up with, for a fundraising mechanism. That'd be great.
I'll take that rose. All
right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Bonnie's going to be our book
that's
club
my
fundraiser. That's well, thank you. Do any of the other officers of the club have anything new to report before we get to discussing Moby Dick?
I have something. Oh, unless Paula.
Boy.
Paula
no,
has
go
something.
ahead, please.
By all means.
Well, we received a note on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And it's
you act surprised. Our Facebook page generates as many as 100 notes a week.
No.
I think
but this
Bonnie just found out what the Facebook page is for. Go ahead, Bonnie.
No, I might use it for fundraising. So this was from somewhat of a celebrity. His name's William Benson. He lives in New York, and he was a contestant on Jeopardy. And here's what he wrote.
Oh, Bill Benson. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Jeopardy's Bill Benson.
I'm a little annoyed that you all have read so little of Moby Dick. I am on chapter 57 and I work 50 hours per week and have plenty of other things to do. I really haven't been reading much at a time, and I never would have started this book if not for it being chosen by your book club. I hope that efficiency advice expert helped you all speed up. In the meantime, I'm going to switch to reading some of Obama's memoir.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Oh, Bill.
I don't remember Bill Benson
Bill-
being that angry in the past. Boy, it's Bill Attitude Benson.
Yeah, but I remember on his, he was I think a 3-day champion, and on his third day he uncovered the Daily Double, and Alex Trebek said, "How much do you want to wager, Bill?" And he said, "Fuck you, Alex."
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was unusual in that show.
Yeah, you usually don't get that. All Alex was doing was asking how much he bet.
Yeah, and Alex, the nicest guy in the world.
We
don't
had him
see
on our
why.
show. He was a wonderful man.
Oh, he was great. All right, Bill, you know what? I, of course, have finished listening to Moby Dick. I have to confess, I listened to an abridged version. It started out, "Call me Ishmael," and then it said, "The end."
Wow.
So it was...
That's quite abbreviated.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. I didn't listen. I got hooked on listening, and like a lot of kids get hooked on phonics, and I just kept listening, and I did finish it. So, Bill, maybe your chastisement is intended for the others, Tony.
Okay.
Well,
I Googled Bill.
let me. You Googled Bill?
Tony,
Googled
honest to
Bill.
God, you're out of control. And
It's compulsive. I can't help it now.
Okay,
tell
but
us about
tell
us about Bill.
You know what? One of the things you can do, Tony, if you can't stop Googling, is put some of that bad tasting stuff on the side of your fingers.
Yeah. Because everybody licks their fingers before they enter something into Google. All right, tell us about Bill. Because if nothing else, I want to send a clear message to our listeners that if you reach out and interact with us like we ask you to, we can and will drag you down. Let that be a lesson.
Yeah. Hey, Tony, do you have Bill's phone number? I'd like to put that out there. Do you have his home address?
All right, now that you've doxed Bill, what do you have to tell us, Tony?
Okay. So he's from Albany. He's a psychiatrist.
He's a psychiatrist, and yet he's coming after us like that? Okay. So wait, psychiatrist is the medication prescribing one, right? Where psychologist is the one where
Well, they have the
Yes.
right. They have the right to prescribe medication.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
Thank you,
they
Bonnie.
won't necessarily do it. You have to
It
beg.
doesn't mean they do. And by the way, can I just insert one thing? I also Googled him, but I was trying to keep him a little bit anonymous in case we weren't supposed to give a lot of details about him, to identify him, to specifically identify him. But you guys just go on.
I'm pretty sure that Albany is 518 area code. I'm going to say it's
from
518.
Albany, but he moved to New York.
He is from Albany. He is.
What do you
is a
mean he
native
moved
of
to New
Albany.
York? Albany is in New
Excuse
York.
me.
Did you think that
I
was
think his mother was Dawn Benson, who worked as legal counsel for Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital.
What are we doing? What is this?
You know, Tony, if you had read this much of Moby Dick, we wouldn't be in this situation. All right, you know what? I'm going to turn the conversation to the novel that we are reading.
Yes, let's go. And we agreed. We actually did something different this week because we had nothing to talk about last week because Paula was almost done and Tony was still reading the cover. We decided that this week we were going to discuss chapters
8.
Tony was coloring. Tony got the Moby Dick coloring book, and she was
You sound
coloring.
like an idiot.
All right, but let me just finish my sentence. What I was
The
saying
only
was
reason she stopped at page 3 is because she ran out of the color gray.
okay. So we agreed that we should all be discussing the same part of the book, and this week it's chapters 12 through 16. So because this is your show, Paula Poundstone, what are your thoughts on chapters 12 through 16?
Well, I noticed that when they went to Nantucket, that they didn't mention the frozen yogurt place, which, in my experience of Nantucket, is a big deal. And also, this is something that I just intuited because of my experience with Nantucket, is I'm fairly certain that Herman Melville forgot to mention that Queequeg got a denim skirt with whales embroidered on it.
He just forgot to mention that.
He just, with
Yeah.
all that was going on, with the boys getting ready for the trip, he forgot to mention that.
I feel
Okay, you know what I think is
yeah.
really weird in this book? So there's a scene where they are on a boat, and Queequeg gets into a tussle with I don't know if it was a kid or just a young man that is small that
And
makes fun
xenophobic.
of him.
Yeah.
A guy that makes fun of him. And so Queequeg sort of picks him up and tosses him in the air. He doesn't hurt him, but apparently it looks very dangerous, and everybody kind of comes down on him for it. And then, and then seconds later, he ends up rescuing that kid, the ship, the captain, and they all decide they like him after all. But when he first throws the kid in the air, the captain yells at him. He says, you could have killed that kid. And Queequeg turns to Ishmael and he says, I don't understand what the guy said. And so Ishmael says, you could have killed him. That's how they would translate for Queequeg. Is if you just add an E sound to the word, all of a sudden he's like, oh, Yui could have killed him. So I will say that it's not really a linguist's text.
No, it's not. I think that the effort was there to prove that like Ishmael's now such good friends with Queequeg that he kind of speaks Queequeg's sort of like pidgin English thing happening.
And I want to say one more thing. There's people on Facebook that have already gone out and bought Good Omens. You Good Omens people, back up. We did not choose that book. We chose Moby Dick. Walk away. Walk away, Good Omens people. I think you're just really
fantastic
feeding into Tony Anita Hull's woo-woo shit, and we shouldn't do that. It's not healthy for her. I'm gonna read
How
Good
is that
Omens.
the woo-woo shit?
Right. Tony has. I hate to say it, in front of her, but she has a tendency. That's all I'm gonna say.
A tendency.
She does. She has a tendency. She leans towards the woo-woo,
But that book most certainly does not.
Saging the house, eat, pray, fuck, Good Omens. You get the idea.
No, Paula, I have to take issue there because Good Omens is anything but woo-woo. It's not even in that realm.
Well, Tony doesn't know that.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, let's let Tony speak because, again, Tony, chapters 8 through 12, that's from Queequeg's personal story of growing up on the island till they find their boat in Nantucket, the Pequod. What do you got for us?
So why does there have to be a whole fucking chapter about chowder?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is. The chapter before they find the boat.
There are a lot of things that could be cut from this book. And the chowder chapter would have been one of them. Maybe.
I would agree with you.
The chowder chapter was funny, though. It was a little light humor before we got into a man's obsession with a whale that ate his leg.
Oh, interesting.
It was comedic. You didn't get that? And by the way, when you say a whole chapter, some of these chapters are 3 pages, Tony.
This one was 3 pages. I'm like 2.5. But it could have been 2.5 less.
I didn't think the chowder joke was that funny, to be fair, because it's almost as this guy Ishmael had never heard of soup before, because the woman who runs the establishment says, "You want clam or cod?" And he says, "Clam? I can't make a whole dinner out of a single clam. What kind of dinner is that? Did you hear that, Queequeg? She wants to just have us have 1 clam for dinner." It's like. He'd already been told to go to this inn and eat the chowder there.
And Queequeg said, "I don't understand." And he said, "Clammy. She wants us to have clammy."
Yeah. And Queequeg was like, "Oh, clammy. Well, it's soup, you idiot." All right. Well, Tony, thanks for bringing that Bonnie Burns over in the Simi Valley.
Bonnie Burns could be parked anywhere for internet right now. Bonnie, where are you?
Well, I'm sitting in my bedroom, and I have a lot of windows in this bedroom, and all the blinds are open, and there's beautiful light flooding in. So it's very happy feeling in here.
Nice.
Wow, that's like a whole Moby Dick chapter.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, you could get 2 chapters out of that.
Here's what I want to say. We decided that it was going to be chapter, 12 to 16 or something?
I thought it was
That's
12
what
to
it was,
16.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 to 16.
Yeah.
12 to 16, yeah.
Okay. So I put it off, and it reminded me, when my daughter was writing, there was a time when they were broadcasting it, and it was on the East Coast, so I wrote my family, and you had to get up early in order to see it. So I asked my little brother texted me. He said, "I got up at 4 a.m. I tried to watch. I'd rather have toothpicks in my eyes." And that's what I was feeling about having to go back and listen to this book again. But So today, I finally sat down and started listening to it. And I got into it, and I just think it's really a great book. I love the relationship between Ishmael and Queequeg. And I think, anybody who says, like, the gay overtones, whatever, gay schmay, that is just such a great friendship. It really is. And I think Queequeg is just a really, the depth of that character, the complexity of that character. And we're going to have Betsy Brandt on. And one of the things I thought was so great about Breaking Bad was, the facets of those characters. And I think Queequeg has that. And the scene Paula was talking about with the greenhorn guy and, the action about everybody's around the boat, that action was so brought to life. I mean, Herman Melville is a terrific writer. Are there the chapters that you want to go through and skip? Yeah, maybe there I didn't pay so much attention. But, I was going to advocate, let's just stop reading Moby Dick and go on to, like, omens. A lot of people wanted omens.
Yes.
But I really feel that it would be so insulting to a guy who's a terrific writer that we can't do that.
Well, don't worry about that because he is dead. One of the things, having and the odds of him being a nobody listens to Paula Poundstone listener is very slim to begin with. In terms of their relationship, I don't want to be a spoiler, but later in the book, Ishmael
exactly
gets
what a spoiler
Queequeg
is.
involved in a Ponzi scheme, and their relationship falls apart.
Well, yeah, but Queequeg really thought he needed all that plasticware.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bonnie, that was a
great.
sensitive and cogent analysis. Thank you very much for that.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, she's going back to school.
I don't have that much to say that we haven't, because I've been chiming in with all you guys, but I just think that the bit that we were reading ends with what is a kind of fantastic, foreshadowing and sort of a little comedy sketch. And I do love it that the Captain Peleg, who owns the boat, is trying to tell Ishmael that everything's going to be great, right? But, Ahab is fantastic even after the whale bit him off, but he keeps backtracking in this way that feels almost like a Monty Python sketch. He keeps backtracking and saying things like, I've got the quotes right here. Ishmael wants to meet Ahab. And Peleg says, but I don't think you'll be able to at present. I don't know exactly what's the matter with him, but he keeps close inside the house, a sort of sick, yet he don't look so. In fact, he ain't sick, but no, he ain't well either. Anyhow, young man, he won't always see me, so I don't see how he'll see you. And Ishmael starts getting worried. And so a page later, Ishmael's like, is this fair to go on? I mean, is this guy qualified to go out to sea with me? And Peleg goes, Aye. I know that he was never very jolly, and I know that on the passage home he was a little out of his mind for a spell, but it was the sharp shooting pains in his bleeding stump that brought that about, as anyone might see. I know, too, that ever since he lost his leg last voyage by that accursed whale, he's been kind of moody. Desperate moody and savage sometimes. But that will all pass off.
This sounds taken right out of Mike Pence's mouth.
Yeah. Exactly. He's making so many excuses, but at the same time listing this horrible, like, obvious madman that they're about to get on the boat with. And then Ishmael goes like, oh, all right. I'll get on.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
I don't think I'd even really noticed that. I mean, I read it. Well, I didn't read it. I listened to it, but I didn't really notice. I mean, I did think he said some dark, shadowy things about him, but I think because Ishmael was comfortable with it, so was I.
He does really lay it on really thick about how weird Ahab's been acting lately, and this is the first moment that Ishmael's meeting him.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. Oh, this was. And speaking
Just
of good
like-
points, let's see what Ken Lezebnik has to say about Moby Dick.
Oh, by the way, Ken is where now? Where does he say he is?
Brooklyn.
Because I did get a report the other day that he was spotted in Kansas City, Missouri.
It's quite possible.
So,
All right.
It's not my place to say.
Here's Ken's latest take on the book. I'll just read it verbatim. I was struck by the theme of shared servitude. Ishmael asks, what of it if some old hunks of sea captains orders me to get a broom and sweep down the decks? What does that indignity amount to, weighed, I mean, in the scales of the New Testament? Ishmael is telling us that we were all beholden to someone else, and he acknowledges our common humanity by pointing out that, quote, everybody is one way or other served in much the same way. So the universal thump is passed round, and all hands should rub each other's shoulder blades and be content. So I'm rubbing your shoulder blades from Brooklyn, nobodies. Love, Ken.
Wait a minute, isn't that in the first chapter?
Once again, I'm almost certain that that's once again from the first chapter.
I think Ken has a version of the book that just has, it's very thick, but it's the first chapter over and over again.
Yeah, although Occam's razor tells that another explanation is that he just hasn't read past the first chapter.
Well,
That's a possibility.
Most of what he said was a quote from the first chapter.
Yeah, he didn't even really analyze it
Say
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Isn't
Ken
Ken, doesn't Ken teach college?
Yeah. He's head of the program.
That's a problem right there. He apparently he's taking some of those college students' tricks and using them on us. You know what? I'd like to put on Ken's paper a see me.
All right, Ken Lezebnik, if you're listening, and I'm fairly sure you're not, see Paula.
Yeah, do. Oh, do.
All right, and speaking of Paula, do you have a word for us this week?
Oh, my gosh. I do have a word, Adam. It's obstreperous. It's an adjective that means noisy and difficult to control. Here, I'll use it in a sentence. My dog Mo is an uncharacteristically obstreperous golden retriever. I'm going to put this right into the vocabulary song. Hold on just a second. I got to get my Glock. And I don't mean that in the seditionist way.
Well, the way you play.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, baby. This week's word is obstreperous. It's an adjective that means noisy and difficult to control. Can't get her to stop barking at people when they stroll. Last week's word was evanescent. It's an adjective that means, I had it a minute ago. I can almost see it. Smells like heaven. No, that's not it. Oh, quickly fading from sight, memory, or existence, like crews reflecting on the time they tried to kill Pence. The week before that, the word was rictus. It's a noun that means a fixed grimace or grin. I'm happy for the best actress, even though I didn't win. Going back before that, we had decoction. It's a noun that means the action or process of extracting the essence of something. He's really just a mouth that won't stop lying. And not long ago, we had inscrutable. It's an adjective that means impossible to understand or interpret. Lindsey Graham says stupid shit that I just don't get. Let's never forget Gallimaufry, which I pronounced wrong until nobody James Harder corrected me. It's a noun that means confused jumbler medley of things. Hodgepodge, who's podge, hodgepodge. Adam doesn't think my song is replicable, but I do.
Woo, 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 woo.
There it is, baby.
Wow, that one word gets quite a workout.
Obstreperous.
Wow.
Mo's out barking in the backyard now. That
Woof,
obstreperous
woof.
damn
she
dog.
likes obstreperous, yeah. Coming up, Oscar Wilde said, I love acting. It is so much more real than life. We'll watch Paula get real with actress Betsy Brandt. That's next on Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone.
Adam and I have been having chats on this stereo app on Fridays. And the last one we had was about, what was it? Difficult neighbors.
Different stories about difficult neighbors. It was great.
Yeah. And a lot of people join in. Listeners can, what do they do, Adam, to join in?
Well, here's what you do. It's really fun. You download the Stereo app. It's completely free on your phone, and then you get to tune in by clicking the link. You get to tune in to me and Paula having a live conversation, and you get to leave us audio messages. So we're taking your questions and comments during a really fun, casual conversation once a week. You should probably go do it. And you can follow us at stereo.com/Adam Felber and at stereo.com/Paula Poundstone.
You also make a avatar thing with the app, and I have to confess that mine doesn't look anything like me. But
I have to confess that mine looks a lot like me.
Yeah, Adam's does look like him, and mine has said so before. But yeah, so you make a goofy little avatar thing, and then I don't know, and then we talk. And we had one talk about difficult neighbors. We had one talk a couple weeks ago about ads that you just could not watch anymore. Really fun.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah. So download the Stereo app, and then remember to follow us, because if you follow stereo.com/Adam Felber or stereo.com/Paula Poundstone, you will get notified every time we go live, which, as we said, is about once a week. Join us there, stereo.com.
On this day in unremarkable history, Babe Ruth said, "I won't even eat bundt cake."
Thank you, house band Kevin Kelso. Now, Paula Poundstone, you still with me here?
I am.
You are always trying to improve your craft as an actor.
Mostly
Don't deny
I'm always.
it. Yeah.
That and dusting. I do both of those things.
And sifting. You sift a lot of cat litter.
I sift a tremendous amount, but while I'm sifting, I do monologues.
Okay, so every now and then we're privileged to have a master actor come and coach you in a segment that we like to call Outside the Actor Studio. And today, oh boy, get ready, Paula Poundstone, brace yourself. We are fortunate to have with us tonight an actor who was just nominated for a Critics' Choice Award for her supporting performance in the AMC series SOULMATES. She earned her MFA at Harvard's Institute for Advanced Theater Training and has appeared on stage in many productions. She played Heather Hughes in the comedy Life in Pieces, and as Paula, as you know so well, and you're going to have to tell her all about this, she created the role of Marie Schrader in Breaking Bad. Please welcome Betsy Brandt.
I sound so busy. Wouldn't it have been great if I just found out now that I was nominated for a Critics' Choice?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that would have been great.
Oh, but you did.
But I already knew.
But
I
you
knew.
knew? Oh, damn it. We were
I
hoping.
knew. I could have feigned that not knowing. I could have feigned surprise. I want to be clear. We were speaking about school earlier. I did not finish at Harvard. I did not even make it through the first year, but I felt like I worked my ass off. And so I still keep it on my, not that I finished, but that I trained for whatever amount of time I did that I trained there.
Well, that was a weird
Betsy,
school
I hate
anyway,
to
right?
say it, but that's going to bring this interview to a screeching halt. Because everything we were going to talk about today was your Harvard training. So now we are fucked.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
They did teach me how to, I did drink a fair amount of vodka with those professors, more vodka than I drank with any other professors, I have to say.
Really? I
Yes.
had no idea that was
Well,
part
they
of
were
the
Russian.
Harvard.
My wife worked in the box office there.
Oh, at the theater.
the ART.
At ART,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, that's
absolutely.
great. Oh, it's such a great theater.
Yeah.
But
Apparently you
not
weren't
much
in
of
it,
a grad.
though.
No, I didn't make it. I got a job, and I was like, I'm out.
Oh,
and
great.
then I started at UCLA. And I said, take two. Then I was like, okay, I went to UCLA to start my MFA there. I did not even make it a week. I got another job. And then I was like, can I get my parking money back? And
These
then
are
I
good problems to
thought,
have.
and then I thought,
Yeah, really.
I'm going to, like, the universe is telling me something. And because I had a plan. My plan was I would get an MFA and I would, do theater and hopefully I also like to teach. Which thank you for having me on today to coach.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be good.
I like to teach, and I thought I would love to teach in college, and that was my plan. And then life said, no, you're going to do these plays and TV shows. And stuff.
I've told you that. I've told you that. Now, Betsy, I want to set the stage here a little bit because longtime listeners of our show are listening right now, and there's a shiver of anticipation because you might not be aware of this, but Paula Poundstone has a little bit of I'm going to call it a Breaking Bad problem.
Okay.
It's a Jones. It's a Jones.
Go ahead, Paula.
All right. As Adam's right, our listeners know because I've said it before.
Constantly.
First of all, I don't watch television for a couple of reasons, not the least of which is there's just so many goddamn remote things. I don't know how to turn it on. So I have Breaking Bad on DVD. And first of all, I just watched it straight through the way one would. I watched a disc and then the next disc and the next. But that was probably 3 years ago now I did that. So for the last 3 years, since I watched it all the way through the first time, I have it on DVD. I have a portable DVD player that is beside where I sleep. And I put a disc on every night and I fall asleep watching it. And then because
I wake so relaxed.
Exactly.
And then I wake up and I push the button again. And so it plays all night long. I leave a disc in for about a month before I switch to the next disc. And
You should have done a scene from Breaking Bad because you clearly know it. I was like that with The West Wing, just so you know.
Oh,
See,
yes.
I've never seen The West Wing.
Oh my God.
When I get hooked on a show, that's all I see. So I don't know like most shows. Just this I know.
Is this an intervention? Am I doing an intervention? I'm totally in. I didn't know.
Yes, tell her it's fake.
I prefer the word pretend.
Oh my God.
It's pretend, and it's over. It's over.
It's
I mean,
never
it
over.
continues on in our minds, but
Yeah. It's not over because I have it on DVD, so it'll never be over.
Right.
So nothing is perfect, of course, but I would say that Breaking Bad is as near perfect as it gets in terms of television performances. Everything about it I love. So here's my question for you, Betsy Brandt. How did you become a part of it? What school did they rip you out of?
I know, because that's how I get jobs. Is I enroll in grad school.
Yeah, you were going to UC Santa Monica, convinced that's.
That was my journey. It was pilot season. I think it was the first pilot I read for that season. And I read that script and I thought, oh, holy shit, this is good. I hope they actually make it, because I don't read scripts like that. I mean, it was such an out there concept in a fantastic way, but it was so great. And I went in and I went in for Marie, for the role of Marie. And I met Melissa Bernstein, who is, a producer on the show. Karen Moore, who was a producer the first 2 seasons. And then Vince Gilligan was in that room. And I think every actor should have the opportunity to audition for Vince Gilligan, because he is just wonderful and generous and lovely in every way. And
he's wonderful in the audition room?
Yeah, like he was just... and I met Dean Norris in the waiting room before I went in. And we were chatting about, like, I know this is an hour, but I think it's funny. Don't you think it's funny? And he was like, yeah, I think it's funny. And I was like, okay, great. Because I'm going in like this is a comedy. He's like, oh yeah, me too. And I think we kind of encouraged each other in that way. And I recognized Dean, but I couldn't, it was like, what do I know him from? But I knew I liked him. I knew I liked his work. And he was just like, it was just easy with him right away. I felt like I'd known him for years, and I think vice versa. But Vince was just so great, and he made me feel so comfortable in that room. And we tried a lot of stuff, and he ended up having me that day. I think it was that day. He's like, have her read Skylar. And I was like, okay. So I read Skylar, but, and then there was another character at the time, Linda, who was I think they thought it was going to be a series regular. And so I read her too. And then he brought me back for Marie. And that's the role I ended up testing for. And that's the role I got.
You know what? You could have done Skylar great, but so much comedy would have been lost without you as Marie.
It's just like, it wasn't my job. That wasn't my role. Like, I thought Skylar was a great role. And I think, it would have been different. She would have been a totally different character in some ways if I played it, because Anna and I are different. We bring different things to the table. And I think they would have ended up writing her differently if I played her. That's the other thing that I think is so great about that show is that, it's not like they don't go in with a plan, but, you kind of got to let the show be the show. And that's how it's great. If you're a little
I want to tell you one thing about the idea of reading for Vince.
Yeah.
You said you wish every actress had the chance to read for Vince. And that's a beautiful world picture that you paint. But not every actress is going to get a job. So basically, then a lot of actresses would get rejected by Vince. And I don't think that's probably as much fun as you're thinking.
Yeah, I've gotten jobs and I've also gotten rejected. I prefer jobs or offers. Like, I've tried both.
Radical.
Yeah.
I always say, like, you want a ticket to the lottery, and then if you get it. But I just felt like that was my show. I would have played any role,
Well, it's Paula's show too.
Sometimes, tell me how they. All right. Sometimes in the middle of the night when I wake up and I push the button, I accidentally push the wrong button, and so I've seen.
It sounds like you're imploding the world with like nuclear devices. Sometimes,
no, not that. Not that button.
God, she's not president. Her policies would be great, but we'd all be dead.
Yeah, no, not that button. When I push the button to play, I have before accidentally pushed the wrong button and seen scenes just briefly, because I get off them right away, that aren't in the series. So you guys made scenes that got cut, or?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why?
Time.
But did they move the story in a different direction? Is there stuff? Is it just stuff that we then imagine sort of happened, or that you
Paula,
as actors?
Paula, you've watched this thing like 150 times, and you've never watched the deleted scene?
That does surprise me.
No, I don't believe in it, and I won't watch special. What do they call it? Special. What do they call that? Where
Commentary?
they talk about it? Yeah, I won't do that.
Well,
okay.
I just it fucks it up.
Beneath
I don't
you.
want it. It is. It's beneath me.
Okay,
I'm
so
a purist.
Betsy,
I'm a purist.
Betsy, we've asked you here to describe the deleted scenes to Paula.
No. The reason
I don't have sides for
kidding.
that. Do I have sides for those?
No, the reason I bring up the deleted scenes is because I want to know what the process was, like how much you knew about the story ahead of time. Was there just the pilot episode that you knew about? Did Vince know where it ended? Like that?
Well, in the beginning, Vince said he wouldn't go more than 3 seasons.
Lion sack of shit.
And he didn't, what he never wanted was, he's like, it is, yes, he's our main character. There's not going to be a miracle cure. Like, he's on his way out. He's the prognosis is not good. He had some ups and downs, but he's like, there's not going to be any sort of like Hollywood. Oh my God, he tried this, experimental treatment, and but wouldn't you know, it's amazing. And now we could go 9 seasons. He never wanted to do that. And he always said he wanted to leave the party early. I think part of it though is just, like I said, he would he likes to paint himself into a corner when he writes and have to figure a way out of it. So I think he and that group of writers, that room of writers, was just phenomenal. I mean, they still are. I love them and their talent. And I think that, Vince surprised himself. And that was really amazing to be a part of.
Well, I'll tell you something. Part of the reason I won't read for Vince is that...
Oh, I didn't know it's a pass. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I just won't do it.
She just absolutely won't do it.
Because the guy lies about how many seasons he's going to have. And
your time is valuable, Paula Poundstone.
Yeah, you know what? It's his loss. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
His loss.
Yes, I don't even know if he would feel qualified to ask.
We're gonna get to that in a minute. I mean, in a little while, we're gonna unleash the mighty Poundstone acting machine on you. So
great.
You'll see what that's like in just a few minutes. All right. Michael Chekhov wrote, "An actor has to burn inside with outer ease. Stay tuned to find out if Paula can find a balance between burning and ease." The cat of the week is O'Malley from Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Stress, sleep, recovery. These things shape how we perform. And I love all three. Okay, no, I don't love stress. I love sleep and I love recovery. Stress, not so much. So I got this new comp thing, and it has like music and sounds that are supposed to, I'm not explaining it very well at all, but they're supposed to somehow work with your brain waves or something like that. I don't know the science behind it. What I know is you put on an eye shade, you put on the music and the sounds from the new calm, and you're asleep like that. And I think that's when you're doing your sleep and your recovery.
Well, sleep is recovery, and stress is unavoidable. So for your health and happiness, it's important to be able to manage it and not be managed by it. New Calm gives you the power to slow down and get some distance, which will allow you to respond better to the demands of everyday life. New Calm accomplishes this by interrupting acute stress at its source and by bringing you into a calming brainwave pattern, that the ones that are associated with relaxation, greater awareness, intuition, and calming feelings.
See, that's what I was trying to explain.
Yeah, I went ahead and did it.
Thank you. Newcom is clinically proven in over 1 million sessions to improve your sleep, reduce your stress, and boost your recovery without drugs and without side effects. You know, when everything feels really stressful in my house, I just stop and yell, "I have Newcom."
It stopped me from turning to drugs. The New Calm system uses cutting-edge neuroscience and consists of 3 non-invasive and non-pharmaceutical items, all of which are included with your monthly subscription that costs less than a daily cup of coffee, which you probably should cut back on anyway. The whole process is easy to use and to work into your daily routine to achieve better sleep, reduction in stress, and a boost in recovery.
I love that recovery. Do what I did. Own the day with Newcom and make 2021 the year you manage your stress better. And no better time for that. We have a special link set up specifically for our listeners. Go to paulanewcom.com and get 50% off your 30-day subscriptions of Newcom and their money-back guarantee.
That's Paula, NUCALM.com. Paula, NUCALM.com.
If you're going to do it anyways, use our code.
We all have memories and experiences from childhood that shape who we are today. For me, it was that damn birthday clown. Paula?
Well, I fell out of a tree once and caught a branch in the gullet on the way down. That shaped me.
These are not good examples.
I was flat after that. That's how I was. That was my shape. With KiwiCo subscription, you and your child get everything needed to create unforgettable moments shipped right to your door. KiwiCo's fun and innovative crates provide engaging science and art projects for kids of all ages.
Oh, we're talking about making good memories. Well, then, you know what I got to say? As I've said before, I really like those KiwiCo packages that arrive at the door. And recently, my daughter and I got one that were these really adorable animal friction climbers, they're called. They actually use friction to climb up a string. It was a really cool project, and it was really cool doing it with my daughter.
Nice. My daughter and I climbed up a string once, and we got like marks on our hands, cuts right through the skin. So this thing you had, I think, is better. It's hard to find new creative ways to keep kids busy while stretching their brain, especially now. But KiwiCo does the legwork for you so you can spend more quality time tackling projects together.
KiwiCo is redefining learning with hands-on projects that build confidence, creativity, and critical thinking skills. There's something for every kid or kid at heart at KiwiCo. Get 30% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code PAULA at kiwico.com.
That's 30% off your first month at KIWICO.com. Promo code Paula.
And we're back with Outside the Actors Studio with Betsy Brandt. Paula, as we always do, we're going to have you and Betsy read a scene, and Betsy will coach your performance. And here are the characters you'll be playing. Are you guys ready to receive?
Yeah.
I will receive.
Okay,
Yes.
starting with Betsy. Betsy, you
I
will portray...
have a note already, though.
All right,
Yes.
what's that?
Well, if this is a scene for Paula, it's really heavy for my character. I would.
Okay, but
Yeah.
here's the thing, Betsy. I don't read for big parts.
So this is more of a chemistry read situation. Like the other actors are already cast, and they're
Yes,
trying to
exactly.
get you.
Right.
Okay.
They need a little flavor. All right,
Okay.
Betsy, you're going to betray. You're going to portray Junior Officer Madeleine Riptide, who changed her last name legally from Jones to Riptide 2 years ago. She's fresh out of the police academy in Fresno. She is a very fit, perky woman child. She craves respect, but even she is not sure for what. On the other
Can I
hand,
add to that? Her
Yes.
good
Yes.
friends, her friends call her Rip.
you've done some work on this character.
Yeah.
Good for you. Paula, did you hear that?
I did. I was very impressed.
Betsy did some work on her character. She knows what her friends call her. Okay.
Yeah.
Paula Poundstone, you are the long-suffering senior officer Janet Cutler. Paula, what do Janet's friends call her?
Janet
Oh,
doesn't have a
Paula.
lot of friends. She's just a
Oh,
cop.
Paula.
She's a cop. She's a cop. She's
No,
been a
thank you for
cop.
coming in. Thank you for coming.
She's been, thank you. All right.
Really, I hope the
Janet
traffic
Cutler
isn't
has
bad
been-
on the way home.
All right.
So close to
okay.
being good. Okay.
Let me read the description. Janet Cutler has been a cop in Los Angeles for so long, she remembers little else about her life. She has an eggplant shape and is a bit doughy. Our scene begins with the shotgun seat door open. Madeleine Riptide leans down to talk to Janet Cutler, seated in the driver's seat of a black and white police car.
At police headquarters in Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson accidentally knocks Danny Glover down before they meet. Danny Glover spills all of his papers, and then it turns out Mel Gibson is Danny Glover's new partner. I'm glad we don't have to go through that. Hi, I'm your new junior officer, Madeleine Riptide.
Right place. Have a seat.
Madeleine drops into the seat, and Janet extends a hand.
Senior Officer Cutlet. Oh, sorry.
Betsy holds some... Go ahead, do it again.
Senior Officer Cutler.
Betsy holds some paperwork in one hand and a Starbucks latte in the other.
Cup holder? Cup holder.
Janet retracts her hand and just stares at her new junior officer. Madeleine finally settles and notices the stare.
Okay, I know a 40-year-old rookie, but the academy took a chance on me. And guess what? I was top of my class. I can do 100 push-ups in 2 minutes. This work is my calling. I know that now. Just took me a while to find myself.
And where were you? Under the couch?
No. I mean, you know, how one day you just realize You don't have to do everything your parents say. It's kind of scary when you realize that it's your life. You want to have a messy room? You have a messy room. You want to put up a Billy Idol poster? You put up a Billy Idol poster. I remember that day. It was about 2 years ago. It just hit me straight between the eyes. Do you remember when it was for you?
I don't. No.
Janet starts the car and pulls out of the lot to begin their patrol.
I really want to shoot somebody. What? I'm just being honest. I do. I want to shoot somebody. I mean, I want to do it legally. You know, I hate when people say to be honest, and then they say what they're going to say. I mean, I expect people to be honest. You don't get points for that. That's one thing I can promise you. For me, you'll get honesty. How long have you been on the force?
30 years.
Huh. What made you want to join?
Stubborn hip fat.
What do you mean?
I thought the rigors of police training would help me lose my stubborn hip fat. I'm not a self-motivator.
Did you? And then you gained it back again?
To be honest, no.
I guess we're going to be like, we're like Cagney and Lacey, except one of them had big front teeth and the other one had a stalker, and I am not going to put up with that shit.
Sharon Gless had a stalker. She's an actress. I think you're in the clear.
Where'd you hear that?
The car rounds a corner, and there's what looks to be a homeless man with mental health problems screaming about Jesus and blocking traffic in the intersection. Janet pulls over into the adjacent 7-Eleven parking lot.
That's a 21955. You want me to handle this?
Sure.
We see from Janet's POV, Madeleine engages in a shouting match with the alleged jaywalker. Just as she sees Madeleine reach for her handcuffs, Janet exits the car and walks towards her junior partner and the alleged jaywalker.
Excuse me. You've got a cute way of talking. You got the better of me. Just snap your fingers and I'm walking. I'm on my way for a donut, Homer Simpson. You want a donut? Then move over here to the dance floor. And you, Super Cop, come with me.
Now I got that song in my head. Janet and Madeleine step into the 7-Eleven and come out with 3 donuts and a Slurpee.
Because I'm the one with the big front teeth.
I told you I don't want a donut. Didn't you hear him shouting that I had nice bazoombas? He gets a donut for that?
Well, if you're not going to eat your donut, he gets 2, 1 for each.
As they approach the alleged jaywalker, Janet hands him the bag of donuts and a Slurpee. How am I going to get that fucking song out of my head?
Here's how you're going to get that song out of your head. Find a place to sit, a nice place, like on that patch of grass. Take a breath in and let it out slowly. Then have a bite of donut. Then do it again, slowly. That's the key, slowly. Take care of yourself. Come on. Wait, how did that get in there? Wait.
Nice hips!
Thanks.
And scene. Wow,
All right.
that is
Sorry.
a great
I was
piece of
thrown
work.
by a little I think Ken I don't think I ever had written "Come on, let's walk back to the car." That threw me.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I see.
I think I wrote "They walk back to the car."
Okay, well, that's probably the only flaw in your acting technique.
Oh, yes.
And
no question.
Let's move forward with this. So, what I would like to do now is facilitate this acting workshop process. Betsy, what notes, and be honest, would you have for Paula on her performance here?
Betsy, how close was it to being good?
It was like right there. It was like, here's good, and you're like right over here. Good's there. And you're like, I can see the good from here.
Well,
right, what should I
you
do?
were
What should I do?
fantastic. But what
You
should
were
Paula do?
fantastic.
So I think you need to slow it down.
Oh, okay.
I think you need to slow it down. I want to see what that feels like. And maybe that's not the way we keep it, but I want you to slow it down and see if we learn anything from that in some places.
good.
I feel like we might find things that land a little more. We might find some jokes that we didn't know were in there, even if we wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying just because she's a hard-bitten cop doesn't mean she has to bark out all the words?
Yeah.
I don't know if that is what she was saying.
No. It's just more. I think just slow it down. More listening. More taking in the rookie. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's
All right,
more.
you
It's
ready?
just a little more of a setup for her, which is going to help you.
Okay.
That's great. And Paula, do you have any notes for Betsy?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, Betsy, that was really fantastic. Okay, so let's take
My
it from the
best
top again.
work.
So Paula, you're gonna slow this down, right?
I'm slowing it down. Can we start from, I know a 40-year-old rookie?
Yeah.
Okay. And Vince, sit down and shut up.
Wait, I know a 40-year-old rookie. Oh yeah. Oh my God. And by the way, Betsy, you are really good in that.
This is typecasting.
It's so good.
I was meant
Okay,
to
ready?
be a cop.
All right,
Wait,
here we go.
hang on. Oh yeah, okay. All right, you ready?
Janet retracts her hand and just stares at her new junior officer. Madeleine finally settles and notices the stare.
I know, a 40-year-old rookie, but the academy took a chance on me, and guess what? I was the top of my class. I can do 100 push-ups in 2 minutes. This work is my calling. I know that. Just took me a while to find myself.
And where were you? Under the couch?
No, I mean, you know how one day you just realize you don't have to do everything your parents say. It's kind of scary when you realize that it's your life. You want to have a messy room? You have a messy room. You want to put up a Billy Idol poster? You put up a Billy Idol poster. I remember that day. It was about 2 years ago and hit me straight between the eyes. You remember when it was for you?
I don't. No.
Janet starts the car and pulls out a lot to begin their patrol.
I really want to shoot somebody. What? I'm just being honest. I do. I want to shoot somebody. I want to do it legally. God, I hate it when people say to be honest and then they say whatever they're going to say. I mean, I expect people to be honest. You don't get points for that. That's one thing I can promise you. For me, you'll get honesty. How long have you been on the force?
30 years.
Oh. What made you want to join?
Stubborn hip fat.
What do you mean?
I thought the rigors of police training would help me lose my stubborn hip fat. I'm not a self-motivator.
Did you? And then you gained it back again.
To be honest, no.
I guess we're going to we're like Cagney and Lacey. Well, except one of them had big front teeth and the other one had a stalker, which I am not going to put up with that shit.
Sharon Glass had a stalker. She's an actress. I think you're in the clear.
Where'd you hear that?
Should we continue?
No, we can stop. I'm good.
That's fantastic. Oh, you know what? You know what I noticed there? And oh my God, in addition to being a fantastic actor, Betsy, your coaching was really great. I mean, Paula, you are slowly becoming, to borrow from Breaking Bad, you are slowly becoming Mike in this scene.
Ooh.
I have to confess that as I was writing it, I did, keep in mind, for 8 or 9 hours a night, I listened to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And there may have been.
My Lord.
I'm actually right now on a disc that's heavily Mike. I may have been somewhat Mike influenced in my writing. I confess. Betsy, you were really. You know what?
That was fantastic.
I had a brief glimmer, a little glow of pride in my writing at how cool you read. Especially, I really want to shoot somebody.
It's good. Listen, if you don't get this role, I feel like I am just worthless as a coach.
I tell you something.
Also, she wrote it.
I know.
She should really get it.
I know.
If I don't get this role, I'm just and I'm not trying to threaten the universe, but I'm fucking going back to Harvard.
Good. Finish what you started. Finish what you started.
Yeah, I got to get that application out.
Finish where you started. I don't think they even.
far.
But you know what? I don't think they even have that program anymore.
Yeah, you know what? They're lost. That's my feeling.
That's right.
Do they even have that ticket booth where Jeannie Simpson worked?
At the ART, they do, in fact.
Oh no, that's there. That's still there. That's
ART.
still there. But I don't think they have the Moscow. I don't know if the Moscow Art School is there anymore. I don't think they do a master's in that program.
It was called the Moscow Art School?
Yeah, it was teachers, company members from the Moscow Art Theater.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
They were just
I just like when in undergrad, when I started doing Chekhov, this sounds so douchey to be like, when I started doing Chekhov, it changed the way I looked at what I did. Like it was those characters and that writing and just, it was amazing.
I don't think I've ever really understood Chekhov. I read it so that I could say that I had, but I don't think I really understood it. But let me just tell you something, Betsy. I've been reading Moby Dick, and it's really made me so much smarter than the average person.
You are way smarter than you used to be.
Oh my God! A lot of people haven't even read Dick, and
And you, Paula Poundstone,
You consume
you've read
it.
Dick.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, Melville just speaks to me. A lot of people don't get the chowder joke, but I get the chowder joke.
Wait, do you want to know more? So, and Chekhov was a doctor before he was a playwright.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Doesn't that made me feel a little lazy? I mean, not enough that I would do anything about it, but I loved that his mind worked, in such different ways.
Okay, I'm not trying to one-up anybody, certainly not Chekhov, but this isn't the only thing I've ever done. I used to bust tables at the Copley
true.
Plaza in
absolutely true.
Boston, and I one time bust Joan Armatrading's table there. Take that, Chekhov.
Wow, check and mate, Chekhov.
Yeah, exactly.
Whose table?
Joan Armatrading. She's a
know who that
musician.
is. Oh,
She's a terrific musician.
I'm sorry that I
It's
don't
okay.
know.
That's
There is
because
no
you've
need-
been so busy with school and acting. All right. Okay. Wait. I
I'm
can't.
gonna help out. Yeah,
all right.
what? Okay.
I don't want to keep you forever because I'll feel guilty. But
That's what I'm trying to do, is not keep her forever. But go ahead.
All right. I did, since I have you here, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Do you have a favorite scene from Breaking
yeah.
Bad?
Yeah.
Not from Chekhov, from Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Guess. No, just kidding.
No, we'll be
No,
here
I'll
all
wait.
night.
I'll wait.
Okay,
Guess.
all right, wait.
Don't wait.
I'll tell you what my favorite scene is, and it's really hard to say because, honest to God, I just love you. But when you've stolen the spoon, and the lady chases after you, when the bag
call her
falls,
Fatty?
and all this shit. Yes, you call her Fatty, and then all
I
this
call her
shit.
Fatty and then tell her she's going to get it.
Right, exactly. You are in so much trouble when all the stuff falls
Yeah.
out of your bag. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that was great. Was that all written? Do you improvise at all in that?
I'm sure Fatty was in there. I called her Fatty twice in one take. That actor was great, Jennifer. But I had to go tell her before we shot that scene. I was like, I'm gonna just like do it, and it's so sorry. Like I have to say that so that I don't feel guilty
That's fantastic.
saying it, and then it was a great I love that episode.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm going to perform an act of mercy here and extricate Betsy from her new stalker.
Oh man.
Paula, I have to tell you, you are so incredibly sweet and wonderful. And thank you for having me on. And I really keep me posted. I hope you get a call back for this job because
I hope I do too.
I hope so, too.
I
She's
think
the
you're
executive
perfect
producer,
for
too, so
it.
she should really twist some arms here.
Betsy,
Yeah.
sometimes when you get a job, they let you bring your acting coach. So I'm hoping you're not going to be in school at that time.
You never know.
No, I always drop out of school for a job.
Oh,
It's
right.
like, that's
My mistake.
pattern.
Absolutely.
As long as I get my parking money back, I will
Yeah,
drop
you need
out.
that parking
Getting
money.
my parking money back was a like ridiculously big thing for me at UCLA.
Absolutely. It's
yeah,
not
I
cheap.
would think.
She was just nominated for a Critics' Choice Award for her supporting performance in the AMC series SOULMATES. Betsy Brandt, I'm springing you from this. Thank you for joining us
Thanks.
for
Thank
another
you,
edition
Mr.
of
Felber.
Outside the Actors Studio.
Thank you,
This
Betsy. It
was
was
incredibly fun. Thank you for having me. Have a great night. Don't catch COVID. Don't catch the clap. Don't catch anything.
We're going to try to not catch anything, but we're glad we caught you. You were fantastic. Thanks so
you
much.
guys. Have
Thank
a
you,
great
Betsy.
night. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
having me. Bye.
I'm
Bye.
crying. I'm crying.
Don't stop crying. I got to do our coming up. She's fantastic. Coming up, quotations. Maybe. Dorothy L. Sayers said, I always have a quotation for everything. It saves original thinking. We delve into our favorite quotes. Maybe. It's been a long show. That's coming up, perhaps, right after this. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals?
Yep.
For me, it's my neighbor, Lyle. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist, and you can start communicating in under 48 hours.
It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. BetterHelp offers a broad range of expertise, which may not be locally available in many areas. I think that's a great idea.
I do too. Some people live in remote places. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
My favorite part, BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available.
BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/Paula. That's better, H-E-L-P, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional.
In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Paula. We deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why, especially when it comes to something we take every day. Ritual's clean, vegan-friendly multivitamin is formulated with high-quality nutrients in bioavailable forms your body can actually use.
What won't you find? You won't find sugars, GMOs, major allergens, synthetic fillers, and artificial colorants. Plus, the fresh taste and delayed release capsule design make taking your vitamins easy.
So I was taking Ritual vitamins every morning, and I felt good. I mean, I don't live in a laboratory, but my experience was that I took them and I felt good. So not right
They
away.
weren't unpleasant, right? Yeah.
No, they weren't unpleasant. No, I hate the gaggy kind that, the chalky, gaggy vitamins that are really hard to get down. That just makes me, feel gross all day. But these weren't like that. This was a smooth capsule. Doesn't smell gross or anything. Just easy to take. And I felt good.
Yeah, I'd take them just for the taste. Now available for women, men, and teens, Ritual multivitamins are scientifically developed to help support different life stages. And Ritual multivitamins are delivered to your door every month with free shipping, always. You can start, snooze, or cancel your subscription at any time. And if you don't love Ritual within your first month, they'll refund your entire first order.
Get key nutrients without the BS. Ritual is offering my listeners 10% off your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/Paula to start your ritual today.
Paula Poundstone, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm always looking at a screen, now more than ever. And whether you're an avid news watcher like me or in serious need of distraction, unplugging yourself is easier said than done. And one of my favorite ways to rest my eyes and stop doom scrolling through Twitter and still get the content I'm itching for by putting in my Raycon wireless earbuds and listening to something great. For me, this month, it's been all the albums from the early 70s Stevie Wonder's classic period.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very
it's good
nice.
stuff.
Yeah. Raycons are built to perform anywhere and anytime with water and sweat-resistant construction and Bluetooth that pairs quickly and seamlessly. And with enough battery life for 6 hours of playtime, you can unplug for a while.
And that sweat-proof thing is very important because when I'm listening to Stevie, I sweat. Whether you're catching up on your favorite news podcast, binging an audiobook, or powering through your workout with a pumped-up playlist, a pair of Raycons in your ears can make all the difference. No dangling wires, and also no stems sticking out of your ears to get in your way here. Raycons come in a range of stylish colorways, but always with a comfortable in-ear fit for a more discreet look.
I had to use some earbuds once, and I was sitting on the floor, and I went to get up, and my knee hit like the vortex of where the wires from the ears come together with the center wire. I pulled my ears off.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. The best part, Raycon makes great sound accessible to everyone with wireless earbuds starting at half the price of other premium audio brands. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for my listeners. And here's what you've got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/Paula.
That's it. You get 15% off your entire Raycon order, so feel free to grab a pair and a spare and a present for your friend. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/Paula. Buy RAYCON.com/Paula. Fun fact, the Eiffel Tower is 15 centimeters shorter in the wintertime because of the cold, or at least that's its story. And we're back, and you know what, Paula, that segment with Betsy was so long and so fantastic that I think we're just plumb out of time in terms of our quotation segment.
All right, we'll bring our quotations next week.
Oh, yeah, they'll keep. They've kept for hundreds of years.
I'm crying still, by the way. I'm crying from having Betsy Brandt on.
It was amazing, and
she
you
was
guys,
really fun.
Your work together was like real. It was a real acting workshop.
Oh, man, I can't wait till we have our own show. She's Betsy, I'm Paula. She's Betsy, I'm Paula. Oh, my God.
The Betsy and Paula show. Okay, so Paula, what's going on in the Poundstone product empire this week?
Well, Adam, Poundstone Industries is teeming with activity. With Valentine's Day coming up, I've had to hire 2 more imaginary friends to keep it running smoothly. Listeners, you can go to the store at paulapoundstone.com to find the gift to make your special someone happy this Valentine's Day. I can also make a video message for you for the occasion. Go to cameo.com/PaulaP33. I would tell you more about it, but I've been muzzled by a listener named Heidi, who has complained that there are too many plugs on the show. So fine, Heidi.
Well, Heidi, you'll be pleased to know that I've got nothing to plug this week. I hope you all enjoyed my Super Bowl simulcast. And I am here to plug the fact that I will have something very exciting to plug in a week or so. But until then, I got nothing else. So
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, you should be, Paula Poundstone. Subscribe to this podcast. It is free. You'll get it every week at no charge. If you want to send us some mail, well, you can do that at nobodylistens-to-Paula-Poundstone@gmail.com. Once again, that's nobodylistens-to-Paula-Poundstone@gmail.com. And that is our show. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is hosted by Paula Poundstone and yours truly, Adam Lefebvre. Special thanks to our guest, Betsy Brandt.
Yay!
Oh, my Lord. And to our beloved house band, Kevin Kelso.
Yay!
We love you too, man. Write us a song anytime. Our show is produced by Paula Poundstone, Adam Felber, Bonnie Burns, Ken Lezebnik, and Tony Anita Hull. Mixing by Michael Hoagie. Starburns production by Land Romo. Transcription services for the show provided by Transcribe Me, a premier internationally used transcription service. Use code Paula Poundstone when placing your order at transcribeme.com to receive an expedited service.
That's our show for tonight. Won't somebody please listen to me?
It's Paula and Betsy. They're cops. They work together. It's Paula and Betsy. They're cops in every weather.
She's Betsy. I'm Paula. We're out there fighting crime. She's Betsy. I'm Paula. With every single rhyme.
It's Betsy and Paula. There's no way they can be wrong. It's Paula and Betsy, and this is their theme song.
You know what I'm really worried that the demand for the demand for the Betsy and Paula buddy cop
Betsy and
show.
Paula show, yeah.
The Betsy and Paula show. Oh my God, it's
going to be huge.
That's a roller derby team right there, Betsy and Paula.
Especially if it's Betsy and Paula, because then it's a show about somebody who runs a pet store and somebody who plays in the WNBA.
Yeah, Betsy and Paula. I just think that the demand for the buddy cop show with Betsy Brandt and Paula Poundstone is going to be overwhelming.
Yeah, I pity the networks that are going to have to field those emails.
I pity the colleges that are going to lose Betsy Brandt's money.
Scarpins Audio.
A podcast network.
Stereo is a free live broadcast social platform that enables people to have real conversations in real time. Listen to this. This is a clip from an earlier Stereo conversation between me and Adam Felber and our listeners.
Alberta, you're on the line.
My prediction for 2021 is fucking zombies.
Wow.
Really?
Now, I'm going to ask for clarification here, because are you predicting that there's going to be zombies, fucking zombies, or are you predicting that people are going to be fucking zombies?
That's what it sounded like. And I thought to myself, I've really never lusted after a zombie before. But we could go each other. That I'm not going to fuck a zombie, but I'd be happy to chat. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is excited to offer our listeners a new way to interact with us.
To find out about the day and time, you can download the Stereo app and follow me or Paula. That's at Paula Poundstone or at Adam Felber once you download the app. Or keep an eye on our Facebook page or our Twitter feeds, and you'll know when the next show is coming up.
On the Facebook page or the Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone website, right?
That's exactly right. Go to www.stereo.com/@Paula Poundstone @Adam Felber, and then you can get started, and you'll be taken right to our pages. Remember, Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. We're having live audience interactive episodes on Stereo pretty much once a week now. So join us.